Welcome to Learn It, a series of digital scrapbooking tutorials by Wendyzine Scraps. Today we're going to look at the Digital Project Life Conversion Toolkit. Earlier this year, the Project Life app added the ability to print photo books directly from the app. In the process of doing that, they redid all of their templates to add more buffer around the edges here, so that they could be printed in books without getting cut off. But if you had pages that you created before those templates were made or before the app was adjusted to be able to accommodate that, you may want to go back into your layouts and add bleed to them before adding them into the Project Life app for printing. So that's what this toolkit is designed to do. One quick caveat though, although I reached out to the Project Life team to get some exact specifications for their photo books, they declined to work with me, so I have tried to take my best guess at what is going to give the best result in adding some buffer and bleed to your pages. So if you have any feedback after you get your books printed and feel like they need some adjusting, please let me know, and I'm happy to do that. So there are three types of actions. I've loaded the toolkit in here into Photoshop Creative Cloud. The first set of actions here are made for single pages. They're just going to add some bleed and buffer to your single pages. The next three here are for double pages. So if you have a double page layout that you want to add bleed to, you would use one of these. These actions will then cut the pages in half and save them so that you can import them into the Project Life app. And then the last pages here are for adding a white or black solid border. These are great if you just have a JPEG and you don't have a full layered file to work with. So we're going to take a look at one of each three types of pages here. And these will work on both layouts and templates. So if you have any of the older templates and you don't have the newer ones that have the bleed added, you can just run these on your templates. And one more thing I just wanted to mention, because I don't have the exact numbers, pages that you add bleed with here with the actions may not match the amount of bleed that's in the app or in the templates that you download directly from them, but they also say that those may not match each other as well. So there's a little bit of difference there, but at least you won't have anything cut off of your pages if you use these actions. So we're going to run it here on this template. I just have a template open. One quick thing to mention before we get started as well, if you have a background layer here that is flattened and named background so that it's locked, you'll want to double click on it and give it a name to make sure that we can go ahead and work with this file. So when you're running the action, you want to have that background layer selected in your layers panel over here. And then just go ahead and select the page size for the action that you want to run. So if you want a 12 by 12 page, we're going to select the 12.25 action and press play. We get some instructions here and just press continue. And then you're prompted to save a layered TIFF file. So we'll call this template1.tiff. Always use LZW compression and zip for your method and press OK. And then you're prompted to save a JPEG, which we don't really need in this case because it's a template, but we'll go ahead and save it anyway. And then you'll see we now have a much thicker border here so that when this layout is trimmed down, some of that white border will go away. So that is how you can alter a template. So let's go ahead and close out of that. It does work on a duplicate, so I'm going to close out of the original as well. Okay, so here's a layout. We can run the same exact action on the layout and it will work just fine. But I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate a thick black border on a 10 by 10 page. So again, you want to select any background layers that need to be enlarged for the extra buffer. In this case, there's two of them, so I want to click on the first one and Command or Control click on the second one to make sure I get those. If you have any pictures falling off the edge that you also want to extend off the edge, you'll need to select those two, but that generally isn't the case with Project Life type layouts. And then we're just going to press play. This one will work on both flattened files and layered files. And then we're prompted to save a JPEG. And you'll see we have a nice big thick black border around this layout. Let's go ahead and close out of that one. And then I wanted to demonstrate the double page spread here. So I have a double page spread. We're going to go through the same process. In this case, I need to select all the background layers, which is going to be the background paper for the left side and the background paper for the right side. So I need to Command or Control click to get both of those. Then we'll go back to the Actions panel here. Let's run the 8x8 action and press play. Press Continue. This tells us that when the action pauses, we need to choose the left and right side page, and I'll show you that in a minute. In some newer versions of Photoshop, for some reason, Photoshop does not crop the pages automatically. In this case, we're told that not all the fonts are loaded. Just press OK to all. That means it's just going to use the existing font data. We're prompted to save a layered file of the TIFF, so go ahead and do that. And now this is where we're going to be prompted to choose the left or the right side. So first we're going to choose the left side. We want to choose the left anchor here. Press OK. Name it left. And then we'll be prompted to choose the right side. And name it right. Just make sure you get the correct anchors when you do that. And now I do see that there's one little tweak I need to make to these actions because it actually selected both of those papers and put them at the top. So in your file, if you find, let's close out of this so I can show you in the original. If you find that your background layers are separated, you just want to move them to the back. So they're both together on the bottom of the document. And then that won't happen, but I will try to put a fix in the file to handle that. So that's how these actions work. If you have any questions, let me know, and I will see you next time.